Hey everyone. As I prepared the lifestyle group notes this week based on Pastor Armando's Sunday morning message, this theme of reconciliation kept rolling around in my mind for the past couple of days. And I found myself thinking of all the people in the Bible whom God reconciled unto himself. People like King David and Rahab, Mary Magdalene, Simon Peter, Paul of Tarsus. But one of the things that I thought about is the common denominator for all of these and others in this ministry of reconciliation that God has blessed us with is that all of them had moral or spiritual failures. The truth is, there is no need for reconciliation when there is no failure. All believers have been reconciled by God through faith. Why? Well, because all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. We've failed morally and spiritually. And so we read in 2 Corinthians 5:19, in Christ, God is reconciling the world to himself, not counting their trespasses against them. And how thankful we are for that. But there's another question I want to propose in this theme of reconciliation. What about the failures in our lives that are not primarily moral or spiritual? Can these also be reconciled? I'm talking about decisions that we regret. Oh yeah, that big word, regret. Might have been a relationship that we were involved in or some aspect of that relationship. It might have been the regret over a financial decision that we made that did not turn out well and maybe cost us financially. What about a business decision that we regret that we made? It's not really moral or spiritual, it's just something that hurts emotionally because we know it didn't work out the way that we thought. You know, the harsh taskmasters of guilt and shame are just as brutal with regret. You ever feel that emotional wince when you think about your mistakes? You know, the emotional whip of bad decisions that kind of goes across your back when you remember something that you have great regret over in a decision you've made. It still is very painful. So how can we reconcile these? Well, Sunday morning, Pastor Armando made a great statement that stuck with me. He said this, God's reconciliation only goes as far and as deep as we allow it to in our lives. So let me ask you this question. Have you asked God to reconcile your regrets in life? Have you given them to him so that he can bring you peace? If not, well, it's time. In this fallen world, we will have failures and regrets. And every time we do, we need to let God apply his power of reconciliation to each and every one of them. And then we'll read this and sense it in our lives. And the peace of God, which passes all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds from the emotional whip of guilt and shame. That's from the Pastor Pat nearly inspired version of the Bible. God bless you.